Okay, so in this lesson, I'm going to show you how to use the SMAT code that I gave you. Okay. Again, the good thing about SMAT or even MATCAD is it's a software that can be ano, that can look your solution very professional, very legible, no? Easy to read. Okay. Unlike compared to say Excel, which is the formulas are hidden inside the cell, no? So you cannot see the formula right away. Unlike with SMAT, the formulas are as typed, no? As shown in the code. So in our example, we have a beam, three-member beam, continuous beam, with a fixed support on both ends. And as you see, I have a column vector for the length and for inertia. And I have three-member or three datas for the length and the inertia because we have three-member beam for on our example. So the size of the column or the column vector is corresponding to the size or to the number of members we have. Okay. Okay. So for example, yung ating formula ng stiffness for our beam. As you see, niloop ko siya. I loop this from 1 to 3 because I have three members. So that means I will need to find K1, K2, and K3. And our inertia is I1, I2, I3, and the length is L1, L2, L3. And so on with this formulas inside. Now, so that's the output using this loop, this code. And now, as I always say, no, you need a null matrix corresponding to the size of your unknowns. No? And our unknowns here is 2 because you have two rotations. Okay, and that's it. So therefore, your S is 2 by 2 because the unknown here is rotation here and rotation on this node. Okay, now what is BU and BB? So I'll explain this here. So I'm going to paste it here. Where is it? I have to relocate this. Oops. There. So this is consistent with our coding here. So first, how many elements do we have in this BU matrix? So this is 3, right? So I have 1, 2, 3. Okay, this corresponds to the location of the unknown degrees of freedom. No? For example, in our K1, no, as I demonstrate here, our K1's matrix, element stiffness matrix corresponds to 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Because this is 1, 1, degrees of freedom 1, degrees of freedom 2, degrees of freedom 3, and degrees of freedom 4. While for K2 corresponds, the element stiffness matrix is 3, 4, 5, 6. So degrees of freedom 3, 4, degrees of freedom 5, and 6. While for K3 corresponds to 5, 6, 7, 8. Degrees of freedom 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now, what's the code of our S matrix? It's 4 and 6, right? Because we have an unknown rotation corresponding to degrees of freedom 4 and degrees of freedom 6. Therefore, our S is 4 and 6. No? The code is 4 and 6. But this is a 2 by 2 matrix. Now, what is the location of 4 and 6 on each stiffness matrix, element stiffness matrix, right? So as you see, the location is for K1, I only have 4. No, you don't have code number 6. Okay. Okay, so yun nga. For example, we only have 4 in K1. And what is the location? Okay, that's the word, right? What is the location? So I'm going to write it here. Location or address of the unknown DOF, which is 4 and 6, to each stiffness matrix, element stiffness matrix. So our code 4 address is at 4, right? It's located at 4th column in 4th row, right? How about 4 and 6 in K2? So we're now on the second. No, we're now referring to the second here. So what is the location of 4 and 6 in K2? Because we're now dealing with element stiffness matrix number 2. And its location is at second and fourth element, or second column, second row, or second row, second column. And here the address is of code 6 is on 4th row, 4th column. Okay, so basically it's on second and fourth element. Okay, then last is for K3. K3 again, we only have 6 degrees of freedom 6 to K3. You don't have degrees of freedom 4. So what is the location of degrees of freedom 6 code to our K3? It's on the second element, right? So our address here is 2. Okay. So this is now 2. Okay. Now, how do you know if what's the size of each element here? The size here is only 1 because you only see code 4 on K1, right? The size of this is 2 because you see 4 and 6 on K2, while this one is only one element because you only see code 6 on K3. Okay. Now, how about this, the BB? For the BB, this is I'd like to call this the address, the address or the destination. So this is the destination. It's like saying the BU is the location where you will get the corresponding K data, right? While the BB will be the destination of those coefficient, stiffness coefficient, to your S matrix. Okay, what's the destination of that to your S matrix? For example, here, yeah. So you can see now our S has a code 4 and 6, right? Now, where will this element, no, from K1 will be, where will this be going? For K1, this element, since the code is 4, it will be placed here, right? Because the address here is 4 and 4, or the corresponding coding here is 4 and 4. So to be consistent, this is also 4 and 4. And what's the location of that? That is on the first element, right? The first, no? It's located on the first. Therefore, your BB here is 1. Okay? This is 1. Okay? How about K2? So we're saying is that this here, what will be the location of these elements to your S matrix? So for K2, what's the location of all these elements 4 and 6 to our S? So as you see, the code of K2, which we need for S, is 4 and 6, which is corresponding to all the S, right? So that means 4 and 6 will be located on the first and the second element. Therefore, we need 1 and 2. Okay? And as you see, to be consistent, the size of this is corresponding to the size of this here, right? And finally, for this one, do 2, which is from K3, we got there 6. Okay, so what is the location of this element to our S matrix? So 6, 6, this is address 6, 6 will be placed here, right? So it's located on the second, right? On the second column and second row. Therefore, your BB, what you will input here is also 2. Okay, so that's basically how you use the code. And this is one is our SMAT. So that's the explanation of BU and BB here. And this is what this is the code I used to generate the S matrix. I remember I did this program while I'm inside the bus, while I'm inside the vehicle. No? So that's the beauty of programming. No? If something tickles your mind, no, you will do it unstoppable. No? So even when you're on the while you're on transport going to while you're on travel going to your office or to your school. So again, we will loop to 3 because we have 3 members. Okay. Maybe. Okay. So as you see, this code here means I need an original S. No, that's why you need an initial S, no, which is a null matrix. So a matrix containing zeros. That's a null matrix. Okay. This one, I'm saying the code is saying this S here will be added, no, because this is addition, no, will be added by all the elements from KYC, something like that. And once you add those elements to your S, this is no longer null matrix. So you will now have a new S matrix. So that's basically the the process. Okay, from a null matrix, you will be inserting in values here. Okay. Okay, so, and that's it. When implementing the code, I generated this S matrix. Okay. So that means if I put in here 2, if I looked in from 1 to 2, that will be inconsistent to your S matrix, your original S matrix, your null matrix. And therefore, that will result to an error, no? Or the code will not run. Okay? And once you get your S, find the inverse, multiply to your P vector, and you will get the displacement. Okay?